So I got to play Street Fighter 6 over the weekend. Everybody on Friday was like, why are you not playing Street Fighter 6 today on Friday? They're like, why aren't you talking about Street Fighter 6? And I was like, dude, I'm going to go play Street Fighter 6 tomorrow. I was like, everybody calm down. I think it's called the Summer Game Fest, right? It's like the Jeff Keighley E3 replacement. I drove in LA. I got my 2-hour parking. And then I boogied on over to the venue. So this is a question I've been getting a lot. With this being the RE engine, did the button presses feel like there was a lot of lag? I don't know if you've ever done this before, but if you've ever played a video game at a convention before, we're playing on like a 45-inch television, and there's probably like, 10 frames of input delay on this television. This is just like an expo. That's just how they are. Whether the game has high input lag or not, I have no idea. So to talk about the game a bit, this build had 4 playable characters. It was Ryu, Chun-Li, Jamie, and Luke. I played everybody but Luke. So Jamie is the big one. I think a lot of people are very excited about him. Obviously, he's related to Yun and Yang. The character is mega fun. So he has a Rekka. It's quarter circle forward punch. And then if you hit forward plus punch, 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 he does like a Rekka follow-up where he like swings and punches you away at the end, right? If you hit forward plus kicks, he does the same kind of thing, but at the end, he automatically drinks. His drink is like the core mechanic for the character. There's like a little meter that you can see on his screen. It has like a little gourd, and then that's like how many drink levels he's at. And as he level up, he gets more powerful. If he hits level 4, his hair like explodes down, and then he's like mega strong. He has like a pretty standard standing medium kick. It's just like a little horizontal poke. He has a pretty standard crouching medium kick, all these normal buttons and stuff. He has a lunge punch where he just does like it's like the Yun and Yang lunge punch, but it doesn't go as far. He has like a follow-up from it when he's drunk, and it's like it goes so far. His Rekka is also way better when he is high on drinks. And as he drinks, he gains new moves. So he drinks one time. He gains the Yun and Yang light punch, light kick, medium punch target combo. This target combo is super good. It confirms really far away into like, hi-ya, and you just do the lunge punch again, and then you can drink, or Rekka into another drink, right? When he hits level 2, then he gains access to new special moves. So he gains access to the breakdance move where he spins on the ground. He also gains access to a dive kick in the air. And then level 3, I think he also gains a new special move, although I don't recall. And then level 4, his hair comes down. He moves really fast. His lunge punch is better. All of his moves are better. Like, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it does go down between rounds, right? Yeah, he gets the command grab. That's right. He gets the Yun and Yang command grab. If you guys have noticed, all the characters have level 1, level 2, and level 3 supers, right? And level 1 super is like a generic strike. And then level 3 is like their big high damaging super. Level 2 are like the installs. His install puts him at level 4 automatically. He doesn't get the hair down, and that goes away, right? But it costs 2 of your super meter gauges, and then he's just like, boom, super powerful right at round start, right? Also, the general idea, I tweeted about this as well. The drive meter is incredibly cool. There's a lot of chances for you to use the gauge in your own way, in an interesting way. And how you feel like spending the gauge is unique probably in every round. So if you haven't seen it, this is on the website, right? This meter on the screen, you start with 6 stocks of the gauge. This is like the most important thing about the game always. Because everything you want to do that's not a super is tied to this gauge. If you want to like do an EX move, it costs one of these gauges, right? If you want to do like the drive impact, the big ink move where you like, the focus attack where it like splats them, then it costs a gauge. If you want to dash cancel your normal, which I did all the time, I thought that was really cool. It costs 3 of these gauges. If you want to use it defensively for parry, parry costs half a gauge and you get to get it back if you use it. Or if you want to use it for the alpha counter type move, like the V reversal, it also costs gauge. So all of the offensive moves, all of the defensive moves, all your EX moves, they're all tied to this gauge, and you always start with full gauge. And if you run out, you are fucked because you have access to no EX moves, no parry moves, no alpha counters or whatever, right? You don't have any of that. And also you can die to chip. You also lose this gauge when you get hit, and especially when you get hit by like punish counters, which are when you're in recovery of a move and then someone smokes you or recovery of a parry. It leads to some fucked up shit. So to give you an example, this move, this drive impact, this is like the big ink splat move. These drive impacts are really good because you can use them as armored attacks in neutral to like blow through people's pokes or beat people's fireballs or whatever you want, right? In the corner, if you just do a button, you can cancel your button into a drive impact and it automatically splats them into the wall and you get a combo on block. If your opponent is out of their gauge, it doesn't wall splats them, it stuns them and you just fucking explode. That's how you get stunned in this game. These drive impacts, you can parry them on reaction. So In the corner, people just like sit there and they do a button and then they drive impact you, parry it, and then you can get out, right? That's the nice thing about it. The problem is if you're burnt out, you can't parry. And if you're just sitting in the corner blocking over and over, your drive gauge goes down. So you're sort of forced into action. I'm sitting in the corner blocking and my gauge is going down. I gotta get out of here, right? I gotta do something. And then you get hit by the drive thing and then you get wall splatted. And you're like, oh my God, I'm fucked. This is a bad spot to be. You can also throw it. Yeah, you can throw it. Or you can drive impact through their drive impact. But yeah, it is very scary. You gotta get away from this thing. They're not very scary on block and neutral. They just push you back. They're not very scary on hit in neutral unless they get the crumple. They just like hit you and they send, it's like, okay. But in the corner, they're very scary. I also saw people do like crouching medium kick and then people drive impacted it and they supered. And they just like supered to beat it. And you build a lot of super gauge. I found myself using like a level 1 and a level 3 in most games. Basically every game I would like use a level 1 in the first round to kill, and then the second or third round I would use a level 3. But yeah, it's definitely one of those games where you building your gauge back and getting stuff is very, you kind of need to do stuff. When you run out of gauge and you get burnt out, it feels so bad. It takes so long to come back. Like you are stuck forever. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing about the game. If you played Street Fighter before, you've all done like Ryu, crouching medium kick, fireball, super. Or Chun-Li, crouching medium kick, lightning legs, super. In this game, you cannot cancel special moves into supers unless they're level 3s, from my understanding. But yeah, you can do EX into super. Where all the paint effects like we see in the screenshots, they're fine. Yeah, the paint effects look really cool in person. And I played quite a bit of Chun. I think Chun is really cool. If you guys don't know what Chun is like in this game, she has a brand new stance. So she can do like any button into like, you know, that special cancel into her stance, and then her stance, every button does a new attack. So light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, and then the kicks they all do a new attack. You could do like back heavy punch, go into the stance, and then hit heavy kick, and it's a launcher, and then do like jump heavy heavy or jump stomp stomp into air super. Her down down kick is like the up kick moves that she does, right? That thing is a great anti-air. It's juicy. I felt like DP anti-airs were really good in general. Even playing on this real laggy TV, I'll tell you. I did try the modern control type. Yeah, so I did a video about the modern control type, why I don't think it matters and why it's cool for people learning the game. And a lot of people are really scared about charge characters, right? So I tested specifically, I made a tweet about this, doing charge moves with the modern controls. That's the only thing I tested. And you cannot do charge moves in the modern controls without charging. I also tried doing like the regular special move commands in that mode and I couldn't do it. So for instance, so you see how Ryu has like Hadouken and then he's got these moves, but he has no Hashogeki, the new move. On this control scheme, I don't think you can. So as expected, this mode is for people who are learning the game. And then once you want more control of your character, then you pick the other control scheme and you just play like normal, right? That's what it's for. This has existed in fighting games for like over a decade and it doesn't really matter, but I don't know why some people were like, it's because you guys all have fucking egos. Actually, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna tell it like it is. You just assume, oh, if there's like a one button special move mode, I'm gonna lose to somebody who's worse than me because they can just do one button special moves. That's your ego talking. The reality is if you're losing to someone who's playing on this control scheme all the time, then like they're probably just better than you. You're losing to someone who does not have full control of their character, right? These are training wheels, right? Let them use this and then learn how to play the game. And if they never play the game again, who cares? And if they do like playing the game, they will switch control schemes to the mode that gives them more access to their character. So why does this matter to so many people? I don't understand why so many people are worried or mad about this mode. I'm very happy they're in the game. If you're not happy they're in the game, I assume you're bad at fighting games. Why would they nerf grapplers because the control scheme allows them to do a command grab fast? Do you think that's the entire video game? I don't understand. Who cares? They don't even have access to all their normals and special moves. It's so unbelievable how quick you guys try to invent scenarios where you're robbed of your wins that don't matter. Like you're already inventing excuses about why you're gonna lose in a video game that's not out. Think about that. It's just so annoying because like we're gonna hear about this for so long. I already made a video about it, not intending to make a video about it because I didn't think it was a big deal, but so many people asked about it. I tried to do commands, I was like, this doesn't work. I hit the buttons and I was like, this feels gross. And then I clicked the classic mode.
Were you able to bring up JM Croft's concern about the KO speed popping up in regards to online?
No, I was just playing the game. You think I was gonna go there and be like, let me talk to you guys about rollback? No, I was just playing Street Fighter 6. Whatever happens with their online, that's between them and God. Throw text. So somebody asked earlier about throw text. I don't know what the throw tech range is like. I do know that I tried crouch teching and I got counter hit. I don't know if when I crouch teched, I got a button or throw tech as my crouch tech option. I also know that when you tech a throw, you get pushed very far away. I'm not sure about throw invincibility and like how they work, and if the dragon punches are the same in this game where light, medium, and heavy have different properties in that sense. I do know, and I'm sure many of you have seen, that EX moves are the invincible options for DPs, which I don't really care about because it's tied to this gauge, and this gauge is everything in the video game. And if you want to spend a bar of it to get out, you can spend a bar of it to get out. There is, I'm sure you guys have also seen punish counters, right? Punish counters are a thing. From my understanding, punish counters occur anytime you're in recovery. You can think of them as like crush counters sort of in Street Fighter V, in the sense that like punish counters give you extra time to do combos. A throw resets you really far back to neutral. A punish counter throw leaves you close and a hard knockdown. And you also get new links and stuff. Things that didn't work normally will work on punish counters. Yeah, punish counter is like literally a punish. People ask about combos. Light confirms are really powerful, I think, in the video game. They go incredibly far too. Chun-Li could do like crouching light kick, standing light kick, or light punch into legs, or spinning bird kick. Ryu can do crouching light kick, standing jab, heavy DP, and it reaches from like far. I promise you this motherfucker is across the distance doing his jab from way out here in a heavy DP, and that shit hits. It is he's got like a Street Fighter Cross Tekken jab. There wasn't very many light to mediums unless it was counter hit from what I saw. I did see mediums to mediums on non-counter hit, and then I did see mediums to heavy on like counter and punish counter. It's crouching medium kick canceling a fireball. Yeah, and when I tested it with Jeremy, crouching medium kick and a heavy fireball with Ryu was a true block string from like the max distance of crouching medium kick and a heavy fireball. You could not parry it, and parry is 1 frame, right? However, medium and light fireball, you could parry from farther away. Fireballs are interesting, right? Because you would imagine with parries being a threat, you'd imagine that fireballs are quite bad. But they do have some interesting purposes, I think, because you can throw off the timing of them quite a bit. You can make people miss the parries. And also, the thing about Ryu, for instance, right, is like he has a power up. If he does down down punch, he like powers up and he gets like his juicy fireball. If I'm just like throwing fireballs and they're just sitting there trying to parry, I would just like power up, and I just didn't care that they powered up or they parried. It didn't really matter to me that much. Are mix-ups going to be weak in this game because you just wake up perfect parry to deal with anything scary? What if I just like throw you or do nothing? You have to think about that famous like post that's like, why attack if you can just parry everything? Why attack if they could just block, right? Why throw if they could just tag? Like, you could just wake up parry, but the recovery frames for parry is 40 frames and you're in a punish counter recovery, right? And so you just hit them and then like their gauge just drains. I also tried to parry jump-ins, and this motherfucker Jeremy just empty jump throws against me, and I'm like, you know. Perfect parry gives you like a ton of freeze frames, and I'm not sure if it makes it like you can just interrupt and punish immediately on something like that, but a multi-hit move, you can just hold the parry button all the way through. The perfect parry and a damage scaling, I'm not sure how much or less damage scaling it is off of it, but I do know that like somebody parried and then did button super, and it did fucking, with low life, that shit did like 60%. The level 3 super gains a damage boost if you're below 25% life. And like that super does so much damage. Can I confirm if there's negative edge? I'm not sure. It's funny about the dash cancels. I'm sure you guys have heard this, but I think Max thought that the dash cancels were maybe too expensive. They cost 3 bars to do. I use them quite a bit actually. So I would spend my gauge to dash cancel my poke, to then get a knockdown, to then drink. 3 bars is expensive, but I didn't really care because I would just get a knockdown and be like, hell yeah. Did I try overhead in a dash cancel? I did not. I think only though you could dash cancel moves that are special cancelable. Also, one thing to say about the game is that the pokes feel very good. With punishing, like a crouching medium kick with your own crouching medium kick is like, I cannot believe how far away it works. Like Ryu's crouching medium kick jump scared me. It goes so far. Chun-Li felt awesome. I think she looks weird. But in motion, you obviously don't notice it, right? It's like you know how ugly the Strive UI is, but when you're playing the game, you don't notice it. Her fireball's sick. Hazanshu is like very fast, and you can use it to smoke people's parry timings, which is really nice because like if you fireball and then dash Hazanshu, you can make the Hazanshu hit before the fireball, or you can not do anything and let them parry the fireball and then smack them with fierce. The other thing is that her stance is great. Like it felt so useful. The options out of it are really good. The stance into the medium punch that goes under fireballs is sick, and it knocks down, and you can dash cancel it. And then her combos were great. Like it was very easy to hit confirm her crouching medium kick in the spinning bird too, I thought. Her crouching medium punch in the current game is the slide, right? Where she goes under. That's a stance move now. So she just has like a crouching medium punch that's a poke, and it's really good. Like it's a very solid poke. Yeah, so she can do her level 2 super into her level 1 super as well, because her level 2 super is jump cancelable. What game should I play to get ready for Street Fighter 6? Valorant. No, I mean, just play Street Fighter 5. It's fine. I mean, you just play any fighting game, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter. Parrying doesn't work the same in this game anyway. Like, in Third Strike parries, you can just, like, OS a parry in Third Strike and you're vibing. It's, like, very different than the ideas of, like, parrying in this game where you hit 2 buttons and it's, like, you can hold and catch a certain amount of things and release and, like, all kinds of stuff, you know? Also, even combos in Third Strike are not the same. So just play whatever fighting game seems cool to you. What, if anything, do I hope that gets changed before release? I hope I can play it. It would be nice if Ryu was even wider. I have no idea. I played it for like 2 hours. I played both the Japanese devs in the game. They were cool. It was fun because I won the first round. Matsumoto-san turned back to him and said, "Umai." He was like, uh-oh. I like whiff punished him and then anti-aired his jump and he was like, uh-oh. After it was over, they asked me if I had played the game for the first time today, because I hadn't played Friday, right? I only played Saturday, and I said, yes, I only have 2-hour parking. And they laughed really hard at that. They were both fun to play, though, because they used the shit out of drive impact and the drive gauge. They were just like, it was so natural to them. Whereas for me, like, if somebody would throw a fireball at me, and for the first, like, 10 games, I, like, didn't parry it, you know? Like, it didn't occur to me. The first, like, few times I saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to fucking parry that, duh. Rematches were mega fast. I promise you, hitting rematch was, like, the fastest thing on the planet. I said out loud, so fast. The first time I saw it, I was like, wow, it's so fast. That's what I told the devs, and they were hyped. They're like, yeah, of course, yes. Also, you can skip the intro part where they're walking out and the music is going, and then just go to the part where you can make their faces make funny things, and you spin the stick in a circle, and they make funny faces. That's what I did every time. Was I able to play the single-player content? No. And I wouldn't have even if I was able to. It's a demo with a playable version. You play against a human or a CPU. That's how it works. I will probably never play the single player stuff. It's not really for me. What's my current tier list? It goes like Ryu's foot with a sandal in parentheses, Ryu's foot, no sandal, Luke's foot, and then Chun-Li and Jamie's shoes. Yeah, the game is a blast. I thought it was really cool. I played a lot of Ryu as well, by the way. I liked Ryu in this version. His donkey kick was very good. It was fast. It really fucking looks like it hurts when he hits you with it. EX Donkey Kick wall splats you from forever away and you can DP. His power-up was really strong. I think having a multi-hitting fireball that's that fast that you can change the timing of is excellent. And it's pretty fast. It recovers pretty quickly. Is there a quick get-up? I hit 3 punches and I hit 3 kicks when I got up. I didn't see like a back rise versus a quick rise. I think it was just like if you hit buttons, you get up. I don't know if you don't hit buttons, you get up later or not. I didn't really try. You can do air tatsu only on forward jump, I think. I don't think I got air tatsu on either. Although I blocked an air tatsu and that shit was mega plus. It crossed me up and it was still plus. What's the air to air? Is it scrambly like 5 or are you further apart after a hit like in 4? What do you mean further apart after a hit in 4? Have you ever been air to air in 4? They're still pulling up on you in 4. It's like the same as both those games. How was the live commentary feature? Vicious wouldn't shut the fuck up. Both in person and on the screen. You can turn that feature off if you don't want it. But if you keep it on, it's like sports games, where a sports game, the announcer's like, we're third and long here. See if he's gonna do it. And intercepted. Like, it's the same idea as the sports games, where they just got shit to say all the time. You just click this button off and then it's off. It's color commentary too. I assume you can have 2 commentators set at a time. What's rally support? I don't know. Could you have bilingual commentary? That'd be cool if you could put on like a Japanese commentator and an English commentator at the same time. I lost because Vicious wouldn't shut up. It's true. Oh my god, I gotta turn on the Jeremy Vicious Lopez play by. What the hell? What the? Stop it! You know, I gotta say, it's surreal. This is Vicious from Streets. It's so funny when you're playing Vicious in person and then the announcer's like, player 2 is getting the shit kicked out of him. And I'm like, hey, Jeremy, you're getting the shit kicked out.